What is going on, everyone? How is it going? Let me make sure everything is running smoothly. I kind of hopped on super last minute. Got the notification? Great. Wonderful, Nella. Raindrops, how's it going? Yeah, this is super last minute. I just started to look into this new case. Well, not a new case. Started looking into the Michael Vaughan case, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to hop on and stream. There's a new News Nation article that came out, and I started to listen to it, and then I was like, you know what? Let me hop on and see who's online and who's able to chat and follow along with me. We're going to do a little map time, Kathy. Hey, Cheryl. Miss Wee Lassie, hello from Scotland. It's a little bit earlier for you now, right? Is it not quite as late? Because, I mean, it's like 5 o'clock where I'm at. Jenny, hello. Missy Me, Sandy, Beach Gal, Chloe, Cheryl, Tony, Blair, good day from Australia. Hopefully you're doing well. I've heard a lot out of Australia with COVID, like rules and restrictions. I hope you're doing well there. I've been seeing some videos coming out of Australia that it's like you guys are on pretty tight lockdowns, it seems. Catherine, how's it going? Of course, to Raindrops as well. First one in. How are you guys doing? So I wanted to hop on, like I said, and do kind of a not a last minute, but a super short notice stream, which, speaking of map time, 1 second. Oh, Los Angeles. Nice. Someone's from LA. I haven't been to LA in a little while. I'm going to go from my Gordon Ramsay mug to my Mulling Over Maps mug. I'm going to transfer my coffee because it's map time. Fun fact, I did a shoot with Gordon Ramsay once. I got to meet him and spend the day with him. It was a lot of fun. I might talk about that on stream sometime. Some people that I talked to recently wanted me to go into that, and I was like, I should just make a video about working with Gordon Ramsay. Hello from Birmingham, UK. Hello. Menifee, California? Menifee? I don't know. I'm going to have to, you know what? I'm going to look up where that's at. I'm curious. Where's Menifee, California? I'm also probably butchering that. Menifee, California. Is it Northern California? Oh no, Southern, south of LA. Between LA and Palm Springs, roughly. Anyways, I'm going to give a few people a couple minutes to hop in here. So that's why I'm stalling. I'm not jumping straight into the case right away. I'm just welcoming all you wonderful people in here. Martinsville, Virginia. Hello. Map it. You want me to map? I just was looking up where Menifee. What is that sound? Oh, I got the new notification for... I'm going to have to turn that off. I got WhatsApp on my computer now. Anyways, Cheryl, I'm a huge Google Map user as well. Nice. Let me just look up where some of you are all from. This is great. Ireland. I know Ireland. Teresa? My beautiful wife studied abroad in Cork. So hello from Ireland. Cheryl, sorry, I'm going to be jumping into the case in a moment, giving a few people the chance to get in here before we dive in. The notifications sometimes take a little while for YouTube, so I usually like to give it 5 or 10 minutes and just kind of chat with people as we're giving others the chance to see the notification and hop in to try to catch the live stream. Awesome, Lassie. 10 p.m. where you're at. That's still getting late, but not nearly as bad, so that's good. Boca Raton, Florida. Yep. I know where that's at. pretty close to where I'm at, actually, north of me. By probably, about an hour? Are you clear? Oh, I was just in Pompano Beach. Well, it was a couple months ago now, but I stayed at the Beachcomber in Pompano Beach. So that's somewhat near you. Hawaii. Yeah, Cheryl, I saw you say that. Take your beautiful wife to Hawaii. Her dad sometimes goes to Hawaii with the family, and we have yet to go with them someday potentially. Temecula would in SoCal. Yeah, wine country. Nice. Do you have an email address for his mother to share some information on the case? I mean, I do have an email address. Do you have access to the mother, or is that what you're saying? I'm just going to use what I have online to just kind of jump into the case. I have to admit, you guys, so we're about to jump in. I know some people are like, hey, start talking about it already. Oh, South Africa. Nice. Doing this YouTube stuff, I kind of fell into it, and I have to admit, and I know a lot of people in here are returning viewers, and I appreciate you guys coming back time and time again. There are so many people that are missing, or that, there are so many cases that deserve attention, and standalone videos, also live streams dedicated to them, all of that. And it's so hard to, I get emailed so much more than I thought I would be during all of this, to cover stories. And it's a bit overwhelming, I have to say. And Nella, this is not fresh news. Michael Vaughan, I'm probably not even pronouncing his last name correctly. He's been missing since June from Idaho, and we're about to jump in. But there's the mom wants an actual Amber Alert to be issued. I don't think an actual Amber Alert has been issued for him, and News Nation just did a story on it. So I wanted to jump on this since it's kind of been re-sparked, somewhat like the Summer Wells case, when News Nation, I think, did an article somewhat recently. She went missing. Summer went missing back in June. And so, yeah, I don't want to let the story die. There's so many different stories, and that's what I was kind of getting at with that, is that this is all a bit overwhelming, because it's like hard to know. It's hard. It's like, what do I talk about, And so I think that I've had some people reach out to me saying, like, that's old news, you shouldn't be. And it's like, I think ultimately just talking about stuff. I mean, this kid is still missing, and regardless of the outcome of this in the future, like, the family deserves to know what happened. And so even though this case is so old at this point, and it's likely not great, like, the outcome's likely not going to be great, it's still unanswered, right? And so anyways, I'm rambling at this point. If you want to message me, Alicia is putting it in the chat. There is a submission form that you can reach out to me on. You can also find my email if you go to the About section on my YouTube page. I'll show you guys how to find that. I don't typically it's fine if you email me. I was getting way more emails towards the beginning of my YouTube stuff. If you actually go to the About section on YouTube, you can go to this view email address, and then it's going to be right there. Sometimes you'll have to select, you'll have to prove that you're not a robot. And you'll have to do one of those standard kind of tests, and then you can see the email. But yeah, reach out to me about anything. I also have my Twitter open next to me right now on another tab, so feel free to DM me on Twitter. That is my Twitter down below. I know not everyone has Twitter, so if you do, that's a good way of reaching out to me as well. My Instagram is the same handle. I don't really promote my Instagram much, but if you find me on there, that's where it's at. And yeah, let's jump into the case. So I know that some of you are probably already aware of this case already. Let's get off of Boca Raton here. If you are unaware of the story that we're about to dive into, this will hopefully give you a little bit of context. So let's jump into it.
From his family's home, walked out the front door. It has been almost 5 months since a 5-year-old boy from Idaho, Michael Vaughan, disappeared from his family's home, walked out the front door, walked down the street. He has not been seen since. His mom and family are desperate for answers tonight, and we need the public's help as well. Jennifer Coffendorfer joining us once again with some of your questions tonight on this little boy's disappearance and the search for him now in Idaho and elsewhere. Jennifer, we have a couple of questions from Twitter tonight, and the first, as I mentioned earlier, a lot of people are swarming around this question about Amber Alerts. This person asked, can we expect an Amber Alert from the Idaho State Police? What are the chances now that we know the circumstances?
Well, the Idaho State Police have known the circumstances, and even though they seem to be evolving toward classifying this as an abduction, I would say this is a bureaucratic decision that's being made by somebody who's never been boots on the ground and never been involved in an investigation like this. And I hope that this is pushed up their chain, hopefully to their director, who has experience in these cases and who might overturn this bureaucratic decision. There is absolutely no downside. There is nothing that will be desensitized. And in fact, it actually is the exact reason why an Amber Alert was created, this sort of case.
See if that process evolves. Jennifer, we have about 30 seconds to answer this last question, and it is about the public's impact in these cases. They ask, what can we effectively do right now as a community to bring Michael Vaughan home? How can we help?
Well, of course, flooding social media with the circumstances and with photos of Michael Vaughan. In addition, reaching out to the Idaho State Police and imploring them to issue this alert. This is subjective. There are suggestions that are made in regard to when these alerts are issued. This is not a dogmatic precedent, and it's important for Michael Vaughan to receive an Amber so he can be.
Okay, that was
the trial of Kim Potter.
Pretty much the end of that video there. So basically there was a longer version of that video, of that interview, where she was basically saying that Amber Alerts, specifically Amber Alerts, are not, they're basically given, it's harder to get an Amber Alert. You know, if they just gave an Amber Alert for someone who was, you know, missing for a few hours, then the actual severity and, like, I don't know how she worded it, but basically they don't just give Amber Alerts to anybody. I mean, when you get an Amber Alert, it is a serious thing, and they have to have a strong reason to believe that your case has nothing to do with maybe the family or anything connected to that. And it's like, this is an endangered child. Because I know that there's an endangered child alert as well. They're saying that this case, at this point, it's been several months. They have no reason to believe anyone in the family or anyone connected to them is involved. This child deserves an Amber Alert, because Amber Alerts are really successful oftentimes in at least getting so much of the word out there. Cheryl says, who lets a 5-year-old walk out the door? I believe so. What I initially was reading was that the dad was getting food ready, and we're going to listen to another video. The dad was apparently getting the food ready, and the mom, I think, wasn't there. So I don't know. We'll look into the next video. Real quick, we just hit 100 viewers. Thanks to the 102 people that are in here. Let's hit the like button. I saw Alicia comment, gently tap the like button. Just graze it with your mouse. We'll go from 42 on up, and then maybe some more people will see the stream and more people will hear about this case. The more eyes on this case and all these cases, the better. I'm going to be reading your guys' comments throughout the stream as well. But yeah, gently tap that like button. It helps get the video out into the YouTube algorithm so more people like you can find it. Hey, from Kansas City, go Chiefs. Oh, hey, Haley. I'm from Kansas City. I was just there last week. I just came back. I was there for a couple of weeks. Go Chiefs. Hey, you can't see it, but I have a Kansas City. That's a Union Station. I'm not going to move it any further. That was a photo of Kansas City. Off topic. Sorry. Continuing on. So Karina Ruiz says, please read, it was rumored that a man known for Summer Wells' case was dating Michael Vaughan's grandma and rumored that it could be connected. I believe that was debunked. People were mentioning it, though. That's interesting. This is similar in that I'm not so familiar with this. Just like I dove into the Summer Wells case, I dove into that. My first live stream about the Summer Wells case was very... I specifically live streamed to jump in kind of raw and just, go through like what it would be like just to Google this missing person and see what information came forth that would surface. And there were a few people that were obviously, most of it was overwhelmingly positive, but some people were like, how dare you jump into this case without having any information ahead of time? And so I just want to mention that once again in this video, I don't know much about this case. And that's what I was saying at the beginning of this. It's a little bit, all of this is so overwhelming sometimes. There's just so many cases and it's like, how do you choose what to talk about? So I'm just once again prefacing this entire thing by saying, I don't know much about this case, but that's what this stream is for. I'm trying to jump in and learn along with you guys, especially if some of you don't know what this case is about either. We're learning together. So thanks to everyone who's hit the thumbs up button. We hopefully will get that up over 100 here shortly. Let's watch the next video.
Missing, a heartbreaking case out of Idaho. A little boy at the tender age of 5 has been missing since this summer. On a July evening, Michael Vaughan walked out of his home and hasn't been seen since. Pleas to find Michael are coming not only from his family, but from around the world. News Nation correspondent Marky Martin joins us from Boise with a look at tomorrow's story. Marky?
Hey, Kelly, so this story takes place about an hour from here in Fruitland, but you're right, Michael walks out of his home. He walks down that neighborhood street trying to find older neighborhood kids to play with. And now it's been going on 5 months since anybody last saw him. Now, friends, family, those closest to the case will know this, but he actually goes by the nickname Monkey. He responds to it. It's a nickname that his mom says he earned a long time ago. He's always climbing. He is all boy all the time. He's on the go, just a constant ball of energy. Well, in July, mom's at work, dad's down the hall checking on the toddler, ordering a pizza for about 15, 20 minutes, and the next thing they knew, Michael is missing. And I actually spent some time with Michael's mom, Brandy, just last night. And by the way, Kelly, this is her first sit-down television interview since her son disappeared this summer. And she prays that this case does not grow cold, especially as the temperatures here in Idaho are doing just that.
He would have come out of the garage. The front door is pretty hard to get out of, and you can hear that opening.
And now that
So I'm going to go ahead and pause the News Nation clip. Also, once I'm done with the stream, I'm going to link this down below for the people who are watching the upload after the fact when we're not live. I want this to be down in the description, so I will be linking this. I want to pause throughout it just so I don't get a copyright claim. I have it in my disclaimer that I'm just reacting to this under fair use, but I am going to quickly pause it. I'm going to read some of the comments. We're going to jump back into it. I also want to mention, if you're new to the channel, I like to use maps to jump into cases to try to get a better perspective and a better look. I'm on the other side of the country from Idaho and looking into this case, and maps are a great way of getting a better understanding of the scenario. So obviously we're going to take a look based on this interview that we're seeing right here and try to find their location and try to kind of get an idea of the location. If you guys are already aware of the location, don't mention it. I'm going to try to use my mapping skills and try to find this, and we'll see if we can do this together. But I'm going to read a couple of the comments coming through. But yeah, you guys heard that just there. The mom was working. This is the mom right here. The dad was apparently ordering dinner. I saw somebody mention that their understanding is that the dad was changing a diaper when Michael went outside. Sifta said that. So yeah, I think it was, he could have been changing a diaper as well as, ordering food. I'm sure he was doing a lot of things. But yeah, anyways, Let me read a couple more. Sometimes it's good to jump in with fresh eyes and ideas which haven't been influenced by rabbit hole theories. Michelle, thank you. Exactly. I think that, like I said, the people that were commenting on that with the Summer Wells case, it was all overwhelmingly positive. Most of the people were very, like you, they were glad to have a fresh set of eyes on a case that was relatively old. And sometimes that's what this needs. Not saying I'm going to be finding any information that leads to any new discoveries with this case, but you never know. I mean, we're all in here. There's 140 of us, and we're going to be, looking around and thinking about this case maybe in a new way. At the very least, more people maybe know about it. I was going to do a poll to see who all knows and who all is familiar with the case. I may throw that up while we're playing the rest of this video, but I'm sure some of you, it sounds like most of you are familiar with it. And yes, it is heartbreaking. To even think about someone being missing that long is heartbreaking. So anyways, everyone is hitting that like button. We're already almost to 100. Let's hit it one more time as we hit play and go into the next part of the video.
It is snowing and it's cold. I mean, that must mix in a new level of concern for you as his mom.
Every day, when the leaves started to change, I lost my mind. I can't.
She said she lost her mind, and Kelly, when he first went missing, Idaho was in a 2-month drought, she tells me. And this is one of those cases that's really hard. There's almost nothing in terms of clues or evidence. Officials have combed, thousands of acres of surrounding farmland in the area to no avail, and actually local law enforcement refusing to talk with us on camera this week. But in past press conferences have said that because their searches have really given them nothing to work with, they are zeroing in on the idea that abduction has happened here. But the police chief telling me this morning this case is far from going cold. They are working on legitimate leads. And if you ask that mom, if you ask Brandy, which I did last night, what she thinks really happened, Kelly, she will tell you that she thinks somebody was watching her family at the time of the disappearance, and she does believe her little boy, Michael or Monkey, is still alive out there somewhere.
What a difficult story, Marky. There's a lot of discussion about this case and the lack of an Amber Alert. Do we know anything further?
Yeah, and I will, to that point, I will say Michael has a legion of online social media supporters who are demanding, to issue an Amber Alert every day. It's been 133 days and still no alert has been issued in this case. It is something that the family and Fruitland PD fought for, but here in Idaho, to issue an Amber Alert, there has to be proof that a child was abducted, and that's just proof that officials have said does not exist at this time. But it's definitely concerning. According to that criteria, if you look at the Idaho State Police guidelines on issuing an Amber Alert, it says all of those criteria are just suggestions. So if the main agency overseeing this case is fighting for an Amber Alert, a lot of people wanting to know why one was never issued in the first place. And the mom does believe that if one had been issued, it might be a different story right now, Kelly.
Wow. Okay. So I don't know if that's a nationwide thing or if that's an Idaho thing for the Amber Alerts, but I didn't realize you had to have proof that someone was abducted. Also, if you had the proof, wouldn't you have the reason why, I don't know, unless you actively saw someone leaving your property in a car that wasn't yours, that could be considered proof. But it's weird to know that that you would need proof, because then it'd be you would just know who did it, or not who did it, but you would, I don't know. You get what I'm saying, right? Also, Kays, thanks for stopping by. You're watching on the TV. Thank you for the like. Appreciate it. My son is 28 and I would lose it if he was missing. Yeah, I'm seeing some of your guys' comments that it's that you can't even bring yourself to go there. Cosmic Shy. I feel so badly that the parents get accused of these cases. These parents are suffering immensely. Sometimes parents are involved, sometimes they aren't. I think the parents thing, and coming from the Summer Wells case, so many people think that the parents are involved, and it may just be because they were so active in being interviewed shortly after, and they're just, and I mentioned in my stream, they're not the most intellectually gifted people anyways in the way they speak. And so even like in Summer's case, her mom and like some of them would like fumble their words and use like past tense or something, and saying it almost like they would back themselves up in a corner, and it would maybe seem like they're guilty of something, but they don't speak super well anyways. And of course, during the description of all this, I'm not speaking super eloquently, but what I'm saying is the Summer Wells case is so different than this one because Dawn and Candace were just talking so much, and it almost made it seem like they were way more guilty. Now, I do think that the parents in that case know more than what they're leading on, that what they're, saying. But yeah, I completely agree. It's so strange. I mean, you have to go to the parents though. It would be interesting to know more about the parents in this case, for instance, because they are his parents. It's like, what are they involved in? Are they shady people? If they are, that's something that is worth noting, obviously. That information is valuable. So we're going to go back into very quickly, and we're going to look at some of the context clues. So first of all, I have some photos. Let's see. Don't you need to have a description of a car for an Amber Alert? Possibly. I think that may be what it is. And in fact, with this case, these are the two photos that I've seen from an article when I was first starting to look into it, just before I went live today. I was like, that's when I made the decision, like, let's just go live and go through all this together. They did see through some security footage in the neighborhood that this white car was nearby and this blue car. And so I think that they tried to track down and see the owners of these two cars. They didn't paint them as like suspects by any means, but they wanted to see, because these cars were leaving that neighborhood, and they wanted to see if they knew anything or saw anything. And I think that they were able to get a hold of the people in those cars. The area that we're looking at here is, I did find this right here based on that description, that location. So we have, if we put it up next to each other, you guys can see that this is the location that the cars were at. So I assume that camera would be maybe back on this building. It looks like it's above some bushes pretty high up. Oh, it's probably on this house up here, if I had to guess, because it looks like a couple of bushes and it's a pretty high angle. Not that where the camera's at matters, but it looks like they were able to pinpoint these cars leaving this area. Obviously, we all can see that that is the exact house. So now, if we go and we zoom out, this is the neighborhood that we are in. So right here is that house. Right there is that house that's in the background of that video. So if we zoom out in the Fruitland, in the town of Fruitland, if we zoom out even further, it is on the border. If you can see this river right here, I think this is Snake River. It borders Oregon. So this is, if I zoom out even further, this is Idaho. This is Oregon. We zoom back in. It looks like the town of Ontario, Oregon, is on just the other side, just to the west of the Snake River. And then Fruitland is a much smaller, it looks like, town just to the east of the Snake River. So if we're looking at the town of Fruitland, it appears to be in the southwest corner, roughly, is this Crestview Park area. This is the neighborhood that we're looking at. So we're going to try to pinpoint the house and kind of just take a look at the neighborhood. So once again, this is that location. If you guys ever want to go in and drop a Google map, street view, this is where it's at. It's right on 8th Street. So if we go back to that interview, we can go ahead and pause it outside of the house with the mom. And look, sometimes in a lot of these cases, these addresses get leaked anyways. In this case, I think it's more beneficial to know the location and for people to know where this happened because they may know of somebody who lives in that area or whatever. I'm not trying to necessarily dox this family. They are outside their house here. And so I'm going to try to find the house, but just so we can like get a better understanding. Okay, hold on. Actually, here's a good, so it looks like the street ends. It looks like a big field off behind her, if you can see to the left. Let me hit play.
Full of concern for you, especially as the temperatures here in Idaho are doing just that.
He would
Okay, so that's a great shot
have
of
come
the house.
out of the garage. The front door is pretty hard to get out
So she's pointing to the left, so it appears to be on the other side of the street from her back.
of, and you front door would have come.
So
He
it looks like their house is going to be on the other side of the street than of this greenhouse right here.
would have come out of the garage.
So yeah, she's pointing across. So let's look for that greenhouse. And then let's look for the area that's on the end of the street. It looks like where there's no more houses. It looks like a huge field. So if we go back to the maps, obviously it's not a huge development. So we should be able to pinpoint this pretty quickly. Obviously she's not on this street because if she was looking down the street, she wouldn't just see a huge field. We've got houses here. So we can kind of look really just in a couple of spots. Like if she was here, for instance, let's drop a pin. She could technically be looking off in that direction, right? If we go back to the interview, I don't see the planter box. Let's look for that mailbox right there. It's a white mailbox. Let's see for that greenhouse. No, this doesn't look right. So we're not there. Once again, this is that area where they saw people going out. So we know we're in the right neighborhood. So, sorry, continuing on. So that's that area. Let's just look down here. It looks like she could be looking down this angle. It looks, there's like an intersection right there. That doesn't look like that's it. What about here? That looks more like the field that she's talking about, honestly. Oh. Hold on. I don't know. It's a greenhouse, but it's not. Hold on. Actually, I think that might be it. Hold on. I know this isn't a big area that we're looking at, but hold on. Let's look at that house again. Oh my gosh, it looks just like the shape. I mean, this photo is from May of 2012, the one on the right side of the screen, this image that that's moving. That looks just like the shape, you guys. It looks like the exact same porch as well. Different garage door. Let's keep it going.
Of the garage.
Okay, red fence over here. Let's see if there's a red fence. Okay. We have located the house. See that? See that? That looks just like it.
The front door is pretty hard to get out of, and you can hear that opening.
And now
Yeah, that's 100% the house. So her house would be this one with the Tahoe in it. Let's try to find one more context clue. So this would be her house. It looks like there's a door right next to the garage. Is there any other? Excuse me. Oh, here's a good, oh yeah, that's for sure. There's that mailbox right there that we're seeing. Big bush. There's a big bush right there. Oh, and if we pause it, hold on. If I go down the street a little bit further. Yeah, bingo. That's the exact same fireplace as well up there. See it? You can see it sticking out. It's the exact same shape right here. That's what I'm seeing right there on the house in the background. So yeah, that's the house. Bingo. Yes, raindrops. Bingo, bingo. Okay. Also, is there a white picket fence? I'm sure that might be a newer fence. No, that's the same like fence right there too on this side of this house. Yeah, that's it. Interesting. Same tree right there. I mean, the red fence really gives it away right here. Same red fence. Okay, I don't have any questions about that anymore. So we know exactly where. So she's pointing to the house. So this is reportedly the house right here that Michael went missing from. So let's from there kind of look around the area on foot on the Google Maps. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to full screen here. That was quick. Also, yes, we've hit 200 people. Thank you to the 200 people that are here. 100 of you have hit the like button. If everyone hits the like button, the math checks out that we should be at 200. Then again, of the 200 people that are here, some of you probably already hit the like button, so maybe the math doesn't work out. But hit that like button. Bingo, you found it. Good job. Yeah, I have no doubt that that's it. Let me read a few comments here because I was kind of head down while I was doing that. Yeah, done did it. That was quick. We found the house. Not blaming anyone, but turning a 5-year-old away and leaving him to return home on his own. It sounds like he ran out himself. And I saw a few comments to some people had about, 5-year-olds and how sporadic and high energy they are. And I'm from a small town myself. We would just run outside, even, you know what I mean? We would just go outside and play. And if you guys have seen my video on my channel, I was actually almost abducted. It's a few videos ago from maybe about a month ago. I have a video. Go check it out. Maybe Alicia can link it and you guys can click it and put it on your tabs and watch it after the stream. But I was almost kidnapped, and, it was a crazy thing that happened, but like we would just go out and play and run around and not think anything of it. Obviously, times are changing. Things are a little bit crazy. Kids still do that though. I mean, even back in my hometown, I was just back there recently. There's just a different feel when you're in a small town like that, where you don't feel like anything's going to happen to you. You don't feel like that horror story could possibly happen. But it can. So anyways, if I were a kid, let's try to think, if I were a kid in this town, because I used to be in a town like this, where would I go play? This was back in June. So obviously this interview that we just listened to was from very recently, and it was snowing. So obviously if it was snowing, I'd probably just go to my front yard and, play in the snow. But if it wasn't snowing, I'd probably be out in this field causing trouble. We would mess around in cornfields back in the Midwest. And I know that that's not the smartest thing to do. And also it's not good to just be, trekking around on someone's farmland. We wouldn't do that a lot. But there was definitely one day where we were just getting lost in cornfields. So I can't move down either. I can move down this street. So I don't know what kind of crop, would have been here in the winter or in the summertime. What, this over here kind of looks like corn, to be honest. I don't know what all they grow in Idaho. Obviously potatoes. Right? Is that potatoes the main thing? But certainly I would check these fields. Obviously, if they, the mom probably knows where they typically would like to hang out. So I'm sure she was able to let people know, and I'm sure they've scanned this entire area. And then, of course, if this was farmland that needed to be, harvested, I'm sure whoever harvested this land or it works this land was very diligent on keeping an eye on the area while it was being harvested, I would assume. And clearly nothing has turned up at this point. I'm not even from a small town, and we were running wild and free as children. Exactly. It happens. Everyone, right? My mom didn't play that we lived in a gated community, but I wasn't allowed to leave the yard, and she stayed outside, where I had to check in every 10 minutes. Yeah, that's a good system, Chelsea. The check-in system is good. I know my parents appreciated us checking in, especially as we got older. We got cell phones. We're out and about, checking in. The parents, I think, appreciated that. Most parents, I think, appreciate that. Hi, Tiffany. How's it going? I don't want to miss anything in these comments. If we go back further, bingo, you found it. Okay, so that's when I found it. Nice, yeah. So we found, for those who are just joining, the location that Michael lived, his house. So we used some context clues like this house here, this green house, and we were able to find that this is it right here. It's been remodeled since this image from Google Street View in 2012, but this is definitely it. It sounds like Janice says waterways were drained as well. I did hear something about like some sort of draining that happened. Let's just go down the street this way. Now these are all images from 2012. What you're seeing right on your screen, me navigating this map, is all 2012. And so some of this probably looks a little bit different now. But let's just go down the street. Also, Carrie, I feel stupid. Can someone tell me where the like button is? The like button should just be below the screen. If you're on a TV though, Carrie, if you're watching this on a TV, I don't think you can hit the like button. But just you viewing is very nice. Also, Alicia just mentioned that it should be, Alicia said it should be in the bottom left. But yeah, if you're on a TV, I don't think you can hit the like button, but I appreciate it. Also, yeah, Cosmic, close the chat. That's another thing. If the chat is open, sometimes you have to close that out. I guess if you're on a TV, you're probably not able to chat. So what am I saying? Anyways, continuing on. Man, this is truly just like there's not much over here. It's all houses. The only other thing I want to, look at, what are these guys? Just hanging out, huh? Just watching the dirt. The dirt's not going to move itself. Get back to work, boys. Now, they were probably wondering what this big Google machine was that was running through town. Anyways, there's not much here. So obviously if we go down this street, this is where we go all the way down, and that's where you would leave this neighborhood, and that's why they saw that on that security camera footage of that car that was going by this house right here. Obviously we just went through this. If you can see on the screen, I just actually moved everything up so you can't see my tabs. But I also pulled up prior to the stream something we might want to go into, and this is unfortunate, but looking into the registered sex offenders in that area. And so now that we know the address, the location, it's worth just checking it out. And I know that this has all been done by law enforcement. I know that they've probably checked into every, small time offender and large scale offender in that area. But I am interested to know if there is anyone. This is the area that we're looking at, the house right here. Let's just go ahead and look at the map of the Fruitville area for registered sex offenders. What is this Shrek? What is this Shrek hoodie doing? This is a weird ad. No, that's not Shrek. That's the Grinch. They're both green. Oh, also, Sandy, keep it up. Thank you, Sandy. Thank you for the $5 super sticker. Appreciate you. I will keep it up. We're rolling. We're moving. Thanks for the donation. I appreciate it. Yeah, this list freaks me out. 6 sexual offenders in 1 mile. Oh no. My goodness. Also, one moment. My wife is messaging me about there's an emergency at one of the train stations. Oh no. Hold on. One moment, you guys. Sorry. I'm like 3 seconds. I'm going to call her very briefly. This is going to test out my be right back screen. It's going to maybe mute me here, and you're going to see my little friend on my screen here. So one moment.
Hello?
I'm back. Sorry about that. So, beautiful wife, which is what I call her. So if you guys are new here, she doesn't do much on she's on the internet. She just doesn't want her name all over my YouTube channel. She's on her way home from work, and I guess she takes the train. It's all screwed up or something, so she's like several stops away. So she may just be Ubering the rest of the way. We'll have to see. I told her that I can obviously hop off and, take her, go snag her in the car if need be. But I'm going to continue. Obviously, for now, she's a few stops away. She may just end up walking. We live in kind of a downtown area, so it's very easy to get around. So I'm not leaving her stranded on the side of the road. So no worries. She'll call if she absolutely needs that, and I offered. But continuing on, the sex offender list. Also, I think it muted me. Does this mute me? Did that mute me? Hopefully it muted me. I'm going to check in a moment, or when I get off. It should have muted me. That's the point of that screen. Continuing on. Let's see. So this is the sex offender list. This map is a little funky, isn't it? I saw someone comment also that there was 6 sex offenders within a 1 mile radius. Oh, everyone's saying yes, that it muted me. Wonderful. Thank you. Hey Joyce, how's it going? Familiar names in the chat. Okay, so here's Fruitland. Oh, here's the area. So let me go split screen here. This isn't good. I mean, look, there are sex offenders everywhere, which is just also not great, but it looks like 3 within a quarter mile. Now this is where it gets fishy, because I could zoom in and actually find exactly where this house is. And look, these people, I'm gonna actually, hold on. Can I click and see? Yeah, I can absolutely see the name of this person. Shoot. Did it? Okay, no, it didn't show. I'm not going to be clicking on these people and outing the sex offenders. This is all public information. And look, they did what they did, and they're now on lists because of that. I'm not going to specifically zoom in and show the exact house, but if we can see here, it's kind of easy to see this road right here, 8th Street, and then this road right here. This is 8th Street right here. This is 8th Street. And then this is where it goes down here. This is where it goes down here. Right here, down here on South 9th Street, which is right around here. Sorry, it was behind me. Right down here is where Michael's from. There is a sex offender that lives literally in the same neighborhood. And then it looks like another sex offender right up here by this hospice area. And then it looks like another one by this Lochner garage area. If you can see this angled road right here. Oh, shoot. Sorry. I'm in the way. 1 second. I'm going to take my thing away real quick. My bad. Okay. Looks like one right up here, which would be right up here. One right here next to this Lochner garage. You can see kind of the angled road where my mouse is at. That's going to be this angled road right here. So just 3 within literally like a quarter of a mile. I mean, if we even do directions from where the house is at, which is roughly there, to this close one by Lochner, I mean, that is 0.3. I got to go down the street a little bit further. 0.4 miles. Puts us basically at one of the nearest registered sex offenders. Oh my gosh. This is not the thing you want to go through. And obviously the parents, law enforcement, all of them have likely gone down that list twice, making sure that these people that live within, a short distance have no involvement in this. But hopefully they've gone through all of that. And I hope that that's not the case. Regardless of the situation, it's horrific. So anyways, we have to go down that list. We have to look in that area. There were quite a few more just beyond that area as well. And guys, if you go to this list, it's if you look in your area even, you will find it's truly staggering how many registered sex offenders there are. So I don't know if I'd even say to go down that route, because then you will never want to have kids or raise a family, because you realize that they are living right around the block from you, likely, depending on where you live, obviously. Let me read a couple comments here, and then we're going to actually look around. So obviously we know the aerial view. This is the house that we're looking at. We just kind of went around. Obviously this field would be a hot spot that I would play in as a kid. I'm going to look in this area from above and just see what's nearby, because obviously this river as well. I don't know if I was playing around in like rivers when I was 5, but definitely like 15. I was definitely hanging out down by the river, getting into some trouble, throwing fireworks and stuff. So 5 may be a little young to like cross this major highway. But then again, I mean, there's areas to cross underneath like this overpass and you wouldn't even need to cross under the overpass. You just have to go up this set of trees and you could be playing in these little creeks that run off of the river. So I don't know. Oh, also thank you for oh no, that's Sandy's super chat. I was like, there's another super chat. Thanks again, Sandy, for the super chat. It just showed up again on my thing. Anyways, but yeah, I'm going to read a couple comments. Then we're going to go back in and look at this area and try to kind of see what might stick out as interesting to look at on the map. So, hey, just got home. We'll watch from the beginning. Hope you're well. Oh, Cheryl, thank you. Very cold and wet in the UK. I imagine so. It's very warm here in South Florida. I've enjoyed being back in South Florida. It doesn't feel like Christmas time, though. I will say that. I'm excited to leave for the holidays here in a few weeks. Sorry, I didn't know it was summer when he went missing, but still, parents would watch a 5-year-old more. Yeah. Oh no, it's all good. Yeah, this happened in June. I should have done a better job of going through the timeline. But yeah, Fruitland, Idaho police investigators in southwestern Idaho say 5-year-old boy has been missing since July, was likely abducted. July? I thought it was June. Oh, maybe I'm getting him and Summer mixed up. I know Summer was June, but July. It looks like there's a reward out, obviously, for $50,000 that could, for any information that leads to his safe return. Nella, there is a playground nearby. I'm going to read a couple more comments, but there is this playground very close. If I actually go, so we know that their house is right down here where my mouse is at. And if I drag the little street view, you can see that just beyond this cowboy, there is a playground. No, just beyond this guy who is clearly working on the yard, which I assume that that's him walking to his truck, which if he just cut all this grass, my goodness, it looks great. Good on him. They need to find him, and this is from September of 2021. Maybe he was mowing the yard that day. I hope they are looking into everything. You know what I mean? Like, because yes, this is a park that's very close, within a quarter mile of the house. And it's like, gosh, someone maybe saw her, right? Saw him. Sorry. I'm thinking of Summer. Someone maybe saw him. It looks like there's a couple of restrooms. I don't know if those are locked all the time. There's a little gazebo kind of area. Any cameras at the playground? Yeah, that's what I'm trying to find, Michelle. I'm zooming in. It's so hard to see. I can't move forward on the Google map. If I zoom, or if I look up, though, maybe on these poles. I don't know. The camera that took the image that we were seeing earlier of this house here with the red door that we know is this house here. Like that is that house there. I think that that's a house camera because the bush is in it. I think it's from up here. Actually, I bet it. Oh, it's right there. It's right above the. Yeah, I think it's right there. Which checks out because you can see the two bushes and it's from a pretty high angle. Excuse me. So I think that's where that took place. Or the angle, but I don't see any cameras at the playground. So I don't know. I'm going to look around this area though. We're going to look for other cameras potentially. That's a good call though. Michelle asking if there was a playground. So we're going to look for other potential areas. Let me read a few comments. Summer went missing a day after your birthday, huh? Wow. Wait, what day did Summer go missing? Because my birthday is in June. My birthday is June 7th. Michael was supervised. Dad was changing a diaper and let himself out. The neighbors, yeah. He was also like ordering food apparently. So he was busy. The mom was not at home. Let's read a couple things. June 15th. Okay. Thank you. So not a single neighbor had a Ring doorbell that showed the kid walking. That's a good point. Obviously, when we look at the neighborhood, like I said earlier, this Google image is from, it's hard for you guys to probably see it. It's right down here where I'm wiggling my mouse. It's from May of 2012. So these images were captured in May of 2012. And that's why this house doesn't quite look like the house that we have here in the background. This porch has clearly been redone, but it is still this house. Because right now, obviously, you can zoom in and see that there are no Ring doorbell cams because that wasn't a thing in 2012, or at the very least, it wasn't as popular. So yeah, we can't go down this street and look for Ring doorbell cams because this is all 2012 imagery. But that's a good question. I mean, now you can walk down this street and look around and just see the Ring cams from the sidewalk, right? So I would assume that they've probably all come together in the neighborhood to determine whether or not they could capture her on or capture him on any cameras. Teresa, I feel that someone snatched him away in a vehicle. That's what a lot of people are thinking. And now the local law enforcement is saying that they think that he was likely abducted. And so I know that Oregon has, apparently it's a huge trafficking state. There's a ton of human trafficking through Oregon. And so and it just happens everywhere, you guys. Like, people don't realize how much it happens. But it happens, and then they're right on the state line right here. Just a couple of minutes, you're in Oregon, and you're not even in this city anymore. It's a very small city. Let's see how far they are from Oregon. I mean, they live right here. If we measure this distance, not that it matters how far they are from state line, but they're 3,687 feet from the state line if you just walk a straight line. And so that's under a mile, you know what I mean? So, I mean, they're really, really close to, and I mean, this is a highway, right? A straight line from their house, they're 2,600 feet from Highway 84 that can take you probably pretty far. This probably takes you all the way up into Portland, if I had to guess. Yeah, 84 takes you all the way into Portland. So you can get all the way to the coast, or at the very least into Portland through 84. And 84 looks to go all the way down through up into Pocatello, Idaho, it looks like. No, that's 86. 84 splits down, goes down into the Salt Lake City area. It splits off and goes into Highway 15, it looks like. But yeah, so they're right next to a major highway that can get you, a couple of hours in either direction. So living that close to a highway can be convenient for traveling, but can also be a little bit scary, because if someone gets snatched up, they are out of town very quickly, very quickly. I'm going to grab a little bit more coffee, and I'm going to read a couple of your guys' chats. Like I said at the beginning of this isn't going to be the longest stream. I just wanted to jump in. Alicia, I don't know if you're still in here. If you have been doing any sort of research along with me and you have any notable articles, you could send them my way. I can pull them up very easily. I'm going to look for some stuff myself after I pour another small glass of coffee. But yeah, I'll read these in a moment. I'll just bring the coffee with me. You know what? There's no better time to play this. Are you ready? And just like that, the mug has been filled. It only took me 10 seconds to brew my coffee, let it steep or whatever in the French press, and accidentally exit out of my comments so I can't see what you guys are saying. Here we go. There we go. It's all good, Alicia. I'm going to be looking some stuff up. I just wanted to remind you that I do have the WhatsApp on my computer now, so it's much easier. Let's go through real quick, Holly. When did this happen? Let's just do the quick timeline. This is what's so interesting about looking into a case, like, for the first time. Like, what comes up if you just look up his name and missing? What's the first thing to come up? These are the two things right now. Of course, the News Nation article. And we just watched this video earlier in the stream. So let's just go into this article here. Fruitland Police, the FBI, and other investigating agencies have combed through thousands of acres and found nothing relating to Michael. So let's see. It's been more than 4 months since 5-year-old Michael Vaughan went missing in Fruitland on July 27th, and his mother is adamant she does not want his case to go cold. She wants him home. Brandy Neal, Michael's mother, sat on her couch in her home in Fruitland on Thursday, where she played with her 2-year-old daughter to your 2-year-old daughter's hair. A blanket with Michael's face printed on it rested on the couch beside her. So yeah, she's currently working still right now. I know that I think that was in the article or the video that we all listened to. She's having to be a mom. I mean, she is continuing to work day in and day out. I mean, she can't just completely, put her life on hold and search every day for her son. So it sounds like, and I think it was in the video we listened to, but she lays in and sleeps on the couch next to the door every night in case she hears him knocking. And that just melts my heart. I don't have kids, and I don't know that I'll ever have kids someday. I don't, but that's still just, it's horrific. Canine dogs searched the area as well, according to Neil, where they were able to track Michael's scent. It led to the end of their street, away from the farm field to the right of the house, and stopped abruptly. Whoa. So this is new. This is why I like going into cases and reading a bit more. So thank you to Holly asking for more information about the case. It sounds like they were able to track his footsteps or his scent that led to the end of their street, away from the farm field to the right of the house, and then abruptly stopped. This is valuable information. Let me clear this measurement. Let me see what Alicia said here. Coffee. Late day coffee. 6 p.m. coffee. I will definitely get into that in a moment. Thank you. I have not covered that yet. So apparently they tracked his scent. Ooh, I was going to say, I thought that was a dead end. Oh no. Okay. So let's track this out. Okay. So this is the house, right? Maybe it's this one. Regardless, it is right here. If we measure the distance, it sounds like he went down the street to the farmland, to the field, turned right. So he would turn right on this street, and then it abruptly ended. His scent abruptly ended at the end of the street. Okay. That's not good. If his scent would have ended somewhere right here, it would have been a little bit more strange because, obviously you can still get a car to go off-road and zip off down this field and onto a dirt road or something. But it sounds like his scent ended right here. They were able to pick up a scent up until here. So that's very easy for him to be taken in a car at this point, either down this way or this way, which we know if we keep going down this way, this is coming together a bit more. This is interesting. Oh, wow. This is taking forever. We know that down this street, now it's going a bit quicker, is the house that was in the video with the red door. And I keep pulling it up because there are some people joining and leaving. This is one of the cars that they saw leaving the neighborhood around the time he went missing, as well as the blue Dodge. So there's a white Honda and a blue Dodge that they saw that got picked up on this camera from this house right up here, I believe, right up there. And so this is, oh man, so his scent, oh man. So he would have, let's just walk his steps. Let's read that one more time. Canines, okay, search the area. They were able to track his scent. It led to the end of their street, away from the farm field to the right of the house, and stopped abruptly. So here's their house. We know that that's their house. Towards the farmland. And then to the right. So taking a right once again. Let's just look at these houses. I hope they know everyone. I would be so suspicious of everybody if I didn't know them super personally. I would be like, oh my gosh, if this happened to someone I knew, I wouldn't be able to, I don't know. And then apparently it abruptly stopped. I don't know exactly where, if it abruptly stopped at the end of this street, specifically right here. We need to look what's this direction, because obviously I think that the two cars that they picked up on that camera leaving at that time maybe weren't suspects, but what goes off to the left here? It looks like you can still go down the street, get on this access road, dirt road, that then takes you around, and then it looks like you can easily hop on. No, it doesn't look like you can easily hop on the highway if you got on this dirt road. I mean, one could easily go from here and go through the grass, though, and then be right on the highway, and then be in Oregon in like no time. They went left for sure. Because if you get there, the only way out of this complex, unless you take dirt roads around the back, is to go out on Southwest 8th Street. Are you guys seeing this? So this is how you get out onto the main road to take you into town. This is suspicious to me. This is suspicious. This all needs to be looked at. Like every single one of these buildings, every single one of these properties, for cameras, for just anyone that day. I mean, hopefully they checked under this bridge. This is like part of that dirt road that leads there. Man, I'm glad I read into that a bit more. We'll read more in a moment. I'm going to read some comments. I'm not going to, like I said, be going too terribly long. Oh my gosh, we're almost at 200 likes. Gently. Oh wow, Alicia already, she's on it. She's on it. Gently tap the like button. Support the channel. We're almost at 200 likes. Thank you. Let's read a couple of these. Thanks for joining. Logical. I'm late to the stream, but I'm so glad that you're doing this case. I really hope they find this baby boy safe. Yeah, me too. I'm going to continue, obviously, looking into this beyond the stream. Just doing what I can to just look more into it. I'm thinking about so I've got a big project that I'm working on outside of YouTube stuff after the new year. I'm starting to work on it now, but it's really going to kick into motion after the new year, where I will be traveling to do interviews for a documentary. And I kind of want to go to some of these locations on some of these bigger cases and maybe do videos in that area just to kind of show that area, maybe interview people in the neighborhoods, not overstep any boundaries by any means, but I think that might be kind of cool. So let me know if you guys think I should do something like that. And if so, let me know the cases that you guys would want me to maybe stop by. I thought about stopping by in Tennessee and checking out the Summer Wells, the road for Summer Wells. Like I said, I don't want to overstep any boundaries by any means, but I'm going to be doing some traveling, and I figured I've got this YouTube channel, maybe make some content along the way. So let me know what you guys think. Is there no such thing as a nosy neighbor anymore? Why is it that no one ever sees these little kids get abducted in broad daylight? Do the creeps have some kind of cloaking technology? I don't know. Oh yes, thank you for the 200 likes. Everyone's amazing. Guys, go down the hill. What do you mean by that, Big Daddy? Also, I never thought I'd say, what do you think about that, Big Daddy, when I woke up today? But you know what? YouTube is a wild place. I'm talking to Big Daddy. I'm talking to Cotton Farmer. How's it going, Cotton Farmer? That's right in the direction of the SO. Cotton Farmer. What do you mean by that? The significant other is... What do you mean by that? Just like summer scent ends at the end of the driveway at the road. Yeah, I'm gonna get into what Alicia's saying. Oh, LOL. I'm gonna pull this up here. Beautiful wife is walking home right now. We're gonna go get pizza after this. She deserves it. There's a really amazing pizza spot nearby. So I'm going to end the stream when she gets here. She decided to just get off at the train stop that's a couple stops down. She's just walking. So when she gets here, I'll wrap things up, but I'm going to go through a couple more things. I appreciate you guys being here on a short notice stream. Well, really no notice. So to the people that are here, thank you. And if you're new here, check out the rest of the channel. Hit that subscribe button. Let's see. Newsweek. What is this? Police now say 5-year-old Michael Vaughan missing since July, likely kidnapped near home. What does this say again? Not sure if you covered this. They are not suspects. Police are searching for at least 4 people who were in the area around the time of Michael's disappearance. 2 of them were seen on foot on the evening of July 27th, while 2 vehicles, Honda Pilot and Dodge Avenger, left the area the same night. So thank you for sending that, Alicia. The Honda Pilot would be this white Honda, and the Dodge Avenger that you're referring to, or that the article is referring to, would be this one. It looks like there were 2 people seen on foot around that evening as well. Update at the top of the page from Fruitland Police. Okay. Let me look into this too. Cheryl, we appreciate you, Aaron. Thank you. Also, hello from Germany. I'm all jacked up on coffee. Oh my goodness. This is great. Oh, this is wonderful. We're diving in. A new case. It's an old case, but a new case. It never hurts to have more eyes. Oh, Cotton Farmer, the SO. Thank you. Sexual offender. I see. Hey, you. How are you? You hungry? Okay. Are you gonna shower first, or are you gonna? It's up to you. Yeah, I'll wrap somewhat soon if you want to do that. Yeah. She's home. I like it when she comes home. Okay, anyways. Thank you, Cotton Farmer. Yes, I see what you're saying now, SO. Yeah, actually, that you're right. That is right up the... Oh, no. So, yeah, turning left here, and then right up here. Like I said, I don't want to give out the exact spot, but right up here is one of the registered sex offenders. Not cool. Let's look for the... bit about the 2 guys that they saw on foot in this article here. That smile. Yes, we'll get the pizza in a moment. She works in she works in a hospital, so she likes to clean off a bit when she gets home. So we'll go here in a bit. So here's some tips. We've received several credible tips. We work on those every single day. We just find that they take us nowhere at the end of the day. Yikes. Michael went missing from his home. Okay. He described it as being 3 feet 6 inches tall with blonde hair, blue eyes, weighing 50 pounds. I'm here to say, I'm trying to see the spot where they talked about the 2 men. Oh yeah, 2 of them. So they are not suspects, police are searching for at least 4 people who were in the area. So yeah, 2 of them were seen on foot on the evening of July 27th.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us here on this Friday edition of the News at 10. I'm Shira Matsuzawa, and we're staying on top of the search for the missing 5-year-old Michael Vaughan from Fruitland. Police say nothing has been ruled out, and the likelihood this case is possible.
That just popped up on its own. I guess we'll just... Well, no, did we watch this? Let's continue reading. I'm sorry. That freaked me out. Anyways, so yeah, the 2 people on foot, I want to know who they're... Okay, so 2 people on foot, and then, yeah, the Honda and the Dodge that left the area that same night. So, interesting. Okay. So I wonder who the 2 people, who saw 2 people, right? And then there's the freaking... Someone saw the Shrek again? Or the Grinch? So where is this at? Talks about the number of tips, rewards, and search. Update on the top of the page from Fruitville Police. So top of the page. So update. The search continues. We will not stop searching and investigating his disappearance until we find Michael and bring him home. So this is November 20th. The Fruitville Police, the City of Fruitville Police, posted this to their Facebook. They said that they are not going to stop until they find Michael and bring him home. Chief J.D. Huff was joined Thursday, November 19th, by reps from the FBI, Idaho State Police, and Brandy Michael's mother. So is the FBI involved in this? So have they not issued an... Hold on. Have they not issued an Amber Alert for this, and the FBI is involved? Oh my goodness. Hold on. These are some more photos. No, these are the same photos. It looks like this is nearby. Sorry. These are the same photos that we were going through earlier. Oh, these are just City of Fruitville police posting, like, never mind. That had nothing to do with the case. Anyways, the FBI is involved and they haven't issued an Amber Alert? Come on. Hopefully that's changed. In a press briefing for local media, Brandy addressed in eloquent, heartfelt words the pain her family is experiencing with Michael still missing. On behalf of Michael's entire family, she made an impassioned plea urging anyone who knows where Michael might be to come forward with the information. I guess it's worth also, it's in the thumbnail, but you guys, this is the photo of Michael. I'm going to pull up the actual missing person report. I can't do that without getting off first, or I can't get off without doing that first. Michael Vaughan. So here's the actual missing child photo. Okay. I should start the stream with this. Apologies. Like I said, I sometimes can get overwhelmed with all this stuff. It's just a lot to go through. But this is it. This is Michael Vaughan, 5 years old, male, white, 3'7", roughly 50 pounds, blonde hair, blue eyes. Last seen in Fruitland, Idaho, in the area of 9th Street and South Arizona. Last seen wearing a blue Minecraft shirt, black boxer briefs with green trim, and blue flip-flops. So that's him. Sorry, I didn't put that up at the beginning. I just realized I don't think I have even shown a photo of him in the stream. He's obviously in the thumbnail. But if you guys, so this, I'm not going to read this entire thing here because we've kind of gone through different parts. There are rewards out there for information that can lead to his being found. If you guys know anyone who lives in this area, if you know anyone in Idaho or Oregon, in that area, anywhere, like, please spread this information, spread this video, spread any videos. The News Nation video that we watched was very helpful, talking about kind of the timeline. And yeah, I found it very interesting that I hadn't jumped into this case yet, but the fact that his scent, they had him leaving the house, coming down here, turning right, and then the scent just ended, 100% leads me to believe he was scooped up in a car. No doubt, in my mind. If they were picking up a strong enough scent to get that, they likely would have picked the scent back up somewhere down the street. So, I'll quickly go over the criteria for an Amber Alert. And Linda, one of the things I was mentioning in the beginning of my stream, I feel like they mentioned that the Amber Alert... Oh, wait. Alicia said no Amber Alert. If something comes outside the criteria that we're not able to issue an Amber Alert, we do an endangered missing person alert. Yeah. So he did get an endangered missing person alert. But the... thank you. The Amber Alert wasn't issued. Here's why. So let's just listen to this and then we'll read...
Back to our...
1 second. Idaho State Police say the endangered missing person alert used for missing 5-year-old Michael Vaughan has almost all the same tools as an Amber Alert.
Missing boy in Vaughan.
Why does this keep muting itself?
Tuesday night around 6:30 near Southwest 9th Street and South Arizona Avenue in Fruitland.
Today's search, and they're asking for the community's help now, comes after a full day of searching yesterday from the air, on the ground with K9s. People from multiple agencies went door to door yesterday. They talked to neighbors, they searched fields, searched yards, and all in hopes of finding this little boy. Neighbors say they learned about the 5-year-old's disappearance around 7:30 on Tuesday night. They say Michael is a happy kid who lived in this neighborhood with his parents and his grandfather. Cynthia Walker lives in the neighborhood. She was walking her dog as the search was happening.
At 5 years old, I don't know that he would wander too far without one of us seeing him by now. There are volunteers, many volunteers out searching, scanning the fields, and we just want to have Michael back. We want him home safe. We're just praying for the family, praying for Michael.
A code red is in effect for Michael right now. He is considered an endangered missing person. And obviously we all have very high hopes that we find Michael today. Help to find him has come from all around our region, including Idaho State Police. Fruitland Police are now asking everyone who lives there to please search around your homes. And they want people to search their crawl spaces, their sheds, trailers, vehicles, anywhere that a boy could be hiding or even stuck right now. Again, this is a photo of Michael, blonde hair, blue eyes, about 3'7", last seen wearing a blue Minecraft shirt, dark blue briefs. If you know where this boy is, call 911.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us here on this Friday edition of the News at 10.
This autoplay on this on that video tends to play every several minutes. So I'm going to exit out of that tab. The criteria, though, thank you, Alicia, for sending that. Alicia had mentioned, or Linda had mentioned the criteria. It is listed down below here. The criteria to issue an Amber Alert must include a child is known by law enforcement officials to have been abducted. The abduction occurred within 12 hours of the initial activation of Amber Alert, and the child is under 17 years of age. Also, law enforcement must believe the child is in imminent danger of serious bodily harm or death. And also, there must be enough descriptive information to believe that an Amber Alert will assist in the recovery of the child. Must include as much of the following information as possible. The missing child must be entered into the NCIC. ISP said the endangered missing person alert used for Michael has almost the same tools as an Amber Alert. Notifications are sent through emails, text messages, social media posts, and alerting and the alerting program. Code Red, Amber Alert uses road signs and send phone alerts that provide suspect and vehicle descriptions in the case of an abducted child. So I think they need to have more information overall, and it has to happen, like it said, within a certain window of time. So within 12 hours of the initial, the abduction would have had to have likely been taken place within that 12-hour window. And so there's, obviously you would want every person, and I see that some people were saying every child deserves an Amber Alert. It sounds like they did do an alert that was similar. In the beginning of my stream, I was talking about how I saw in another video someone saying that the Amber Alerts, they specifically don't just give them out to every single person, because there are so many people that are kind of missing for 4 or 5 hours overnight that are under 17 years old that may qualify for an Amber Alert at some point, but then all of a sudden they turn up. They were just driving around and they ran out of gas and they didn't tell their parents where they were and they were hanging out with friends or whatever. Like, obviously this is a much different situation. This is a young child at 5 years old. So obviously I would have loved, I'm sure, to have had an Amber Alert for someone who I knew that young in this situation. But they talk about how they can't give just Amber Alerts out to everybody, because a lot of times these things kind of get settled by themselves. So yeah, there's definitely reasons for what they do. Holly, thank you for the awareness you're bringing out. Love the lives, videos, and what you share with us. Thank you. I appreciate you guys coming by the live videos. I wanted to quickly just kind of look in this area. So we know that the scent was picked up until this point. It's such a quick shot over to the highway. I am interested in the 2 people that they mentioned that were in that area, though. And then someone had mentioned the dad, what his background is. Obviously, we've seen the mom in some of these interviews talking. She's desperate for his return. it would be interesting to know more about the family, right? Like, who are the parents? Who do they hang out with? What are their jobs? What do they do? All of that obviously is super important. Their background, their history. Hopefully they're decent people, and there's even then you hope that they still check out every possible thing in this case. So pizza getting cold. We're not leaving quite yet. We're about to. There's a siren going off outside. All right, about to hop off here. Just looking in this area, what's near. It looks like maybe a school or just Fruitland High School is nearby. And Diane, I did go through the sex offender list to see that there were, just in this neighborhood right here and just a little bit beyond this road right here, that there were 3 within like half a mile. And then there was definitely like 6, probably 5 or 6 within a mile or 2. So it's not good. Not good at all. This is an interesting property. It's like in the back. Oh, this is on a hill. Look at this hill. There's definitely wow. So there's quite the hill that goes down here at the end of this block. So that's interesting. And it looks like this property, you have to get to it from a dirt road on this street. This property right here is an interesting one. What kind of, this like maybe a tree farm or a farm of some sort? Joyce, everyone's commenting pizza. Are you ready for pizza, love? All right. Pizza time? Okay, she's just shaking her head. Do you ever want to get on stream? She's like, no. Just always have the opportunity if you want to. The mystery wife. That's not so much a mystery, but she just doesn't want to be on. So okay, that's kind of where I'm going to wrap it up today, I guess. Then we've only been streaming for, how long have we been streaming for? An hour and a half. This wasn't like anything crazy valuable, but there are new people in this stream that are now aware of this case. I'm going to try to go live earlier for people like Miss Wee Lassie out in the UK, or where are you? The UK? In different time zones. I know it makes it a little bit easier for some of you who are, wee into the night at this point. So I know it doesn't work out for everyone's schedules, and even Alicia. So thank you to Alicia for being here. Her time zone doesn't always work with this stuff. So I'm going to try to go live as much as I can leading up to Christmas, even if it's just for short amounts of time to just jump in and talk about some of these cases. I didn't go super in depth on this one. But like I said, we were able to all kind of go through it together. I'm going to look into this more off stream. If there's anything worth talking about, I'll maybe make a video about it. I maybe even will make a video after the fact, and some of you will see it maybe, and just go through some of the stuff in a more consolidated form. But hopefully you guys enjoyed going through this tonight. I'm going to read a couple comments as we send ourselves off. Raindrops, thank you. Yes, everyone say thank you to Alicia. Gently tap the like button on the way out. Thanks for being here. Catherine, Kays, have a great night. Cheryl, Allie, pray for Michael. Yes. Yes, let's all hope that that there is some good news or some news to help the family, because I'm sure they're desperate for anything at this point. Let's see. Thanks for the early live today. Yes. Jane, thank you. Shifta, Angelic, is that a river to the left? Yes, it is. It is the Snake River to the left. Hopefully the cops have the SOS at the top of their suspect list. Definitely, hopefully they're questioning everybody. I'm just reading a few of these comments on the way out in case I missed something. I definitely don't want to ever miss like a super chat, and it definitely shows them, but I feel like I missed. Let me double check and make sure nothing's come through anywhere else, and then we'll head out. I sometimes miss them. Oh, Cindy, thank you for the PayPal donation. I don't know when that came through, but it looks like today. So see, sometimes I miss those. But yeah, okay. Anyways, Michelle, thank you for coming. Holly, thanks for all you do. Thank you, Miss Wee Lassie. Go get that pizza. Okay, time to get the pizza. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you guys in the next one. If you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.